So now we are going to make the unicorn. It is a technique where you will learn how to make a standing animal, like the legs are separate and we have the legs here made separately, the sausages, and what we will be making here is this one. And most of the shapes we have learnt it in basic shapes lesson. You can just see it around, like how the four legs are separate here and then the body is attached on top. Now we have made the body's shape as well, and we also have the face, the oval shape that is done, which is going to be here. And then we have four legs. The front legs are the shorter ones. We have two of them here, and then we have the muscle shape for the bottom one here. And so I have taller ones, but I'm just going to show how to just get this muscle shape and then attach the leg into the body. And then obviously this is the ear part, which we know how to make, and that is also there, which will get attached to the face. Okay, and then I'm going to show how to make this unicorn's horn and the hairs or thin sausages which I have, and then we will attach to complete the unicorn. Okay, so to just start with, what I'm going to do is get the toothpick here. I'm going to have first the front of the legs set. So we just need to dip in the stick into the edible glue, and like don't push it in, just screw it through, keep twisting. Okay, just check if, because the body is just going to be here, this is going to pop out. If it pops out, then we need to chip the stick. Now it's going to stand there, and again check if this will stand. If not, when you're making the sausage, you just need to make it stay. If it doesn't stay, just use 3 fingers and then just rub it, and so it is just going to have a flat base, so it stays on the counter, right? Okay, so I'm just going to cut off. I'm just going to cut off because I don't need so much of the toothpick. So that will be the front leg which is made, and then the toothpick is attached. Okay, and now to the bottom, what I need to do is measure the height, because ideally we just want the height of the legs to be same, right? Now what we are going to do, just press it to the length. Again, I'm just going to press it towards one side. So just press it and get this muscle part out. So this part is going to be on the body, while this into this, we're just going to have a toothpick gone inside here, right? So again, let's dip the toothpick into the glue and then just screw down. Okay, so now it is just going to be this way. The muscle will just adjust as we stick it onto the body. Now here again, you just need to flatten the leg and measure the height and then press it here. Okay, and flatten this part, and that is where the toothpick will go. Okay, and I'm going to add glue here. Okay, and then there is glue here as well. Now to this body, I'm just going to add the leg. One leg goes in, and then the front so both the front legs goes in, and then we need the back leg as well. And now here, now this is the muscle part, right? So now push this in, so the muscle just comes to the sides. Also, I'm just going to snip off, so we don't need so much. I'm going to do this to the other one as well. So insert it here, and so the muscle comes to the sides of the body. I do the same thing to the other side. So open up the muscle, hold it here, and then push it in, and have the muscle come up on the body. And now you have the legs. Now I'm going to check around if the muscle is fit well and how I would like it to be. So I'm just going to open up the legs. A little bit of the shrinks that comes by itself is quite good, so it is fine. So depending on how much you want to widen up the legs to make it look like it is basically standing apart and not like the the simpler version. Okay, so now you have this unicorn, the body and the legs fixed. So there is glue everywhere, so it is going to take some time for it to dry. And once this is done, and now we again need a toothpick here, and we're just going to see how much we need. And so this is the body, okay, and this is the head. So let's cut off what is not needed. So I'm just going to snip off a little more. And to dip the stick in the glue again. I'm going to drill it in, and obviously we need good amount of glue here and then on the toothpick as well. So I'm just going to insert it here. Also it is going to be in the center, right? Okay, so that will be the head done. Yeah, and then I have the ears made. I'm going to stick the ears. Okay, now I'm just going to place the snout. Snout is just a small sausage, right? And then it is flattened out, which will just go in here. I'm just going to add in the snout. I'm just going to check if it is in the center, right? And now I'm just going to poke the nose holes. And onto that, I'm just going to have a little bit of opening for the mouth. Into this, I'm going to make the horn. So for making the horn, I just need white gum paste or fondant. So making a very thin sausage, which is basically pointy on both sides. Okay, and I'm just going to fold it with the ends joining there, right? And I'm going to twist this. I'm going to just chop it here. Now I'm going to try and place this without a support. I'm just going to try and place this unicorn's horn without any support if it stays. Otherwise, I'm just going to take the help of a toothpick or a wire. You can just allow this the spiral horn made and let it dry down for some time, and once it dries up completely, and then it is going to hold shape. For right now, it's going to take some time. I'm just going to check the center by placing it facing me. Okay, so the next thing will be the eyes. So what I have, a nozzle. You just want to mark and make a dent here for the eyes. Okay, like so. Just pressing it in. And now I have a thin sheet of gum paste in black rolled out. So this is the one that I had just marked the eye, and this opening is a smaller one. So I'm just going to cut through. So I'm just going to stick them at the bottom. I'm going to stick and then just turn it towards me. We also have a very small, tiny, thin sausage here in black. Okay, I'm just going to make the eyelash and the eyebrow using this. I'm just going to have the eyelash curved up a bit. And do the same thing here. I'm going to check if it is uniform. I'm going to make some eyebrows. You just have the color stains, have clear water, dip it in brush and then just go over it, and you will have the colors that you want to change removed. And to this now I have the multicolored sausages that are made, and I have some for the tail as well. Okay, so now this I'm just going to start adding it on the head, just around the horn here. So I'm just going to gently put these sausages together. Align them where I just want to attach it to the body, and then just spiral them, holding on one end. Okay, and just add the glue, and depending on how much height I want, I'm going to chip off. And put some pressure and use the Dresden tool. Okay, so here at the end you can see the difference here. There is a paw added here into this one, and you can do that, or you could also paint the gray at around the base instead of adding the extra circular disc at the bottom. And so now this you just there is no delay in fact in the making. The wait time was just when the legs were made up front, and it wasn't even dried up so much, but the toothpick we could insert it quite easily, and when we attached the legs, the front and the back, and now that the toothpick is to the length of this leg, right, and it is taking the weight of the body, and you can see all the four legs are just apart, and you could just position them in the way you want, except that there is toothpick in it, and you will not be able to bend that leg like having a knee, or it is just bending the knee. That is not possible. However, you could do that by adding a wire instead of like a thicker wire, like a 18G or a 16G wire, instead of the toothpick. So maybe you could bend and then make additional variation to the animal that you make using four legs, and it is standing on it. The same logic applies to a lot of other animals, and all the four-legged animals. If you just want to give them a rise and a bit of height that you want to make it, and you will be making the same exact technique for the other four-legged animals as well. And now you will make the unicorn in this lesson and then share your output with me, so I could verify that. And so see you in the next lesson.